This is fall. I love my fall like berry burgundy shades, and I just picked up the ColourPop After Hours eyeshadow palette. I saw this all over TikTok, honestly, but I was at Ulta and it caught my eye, and especially like these burgundy shades really caught my eye, and I have some thoughts about this. And then I'm also doing a wear test with the Skindinavia setting mist, and there's like just a lot of tea surrounding Skindinavia, and I'll explain that later in the video. But if you want to see the wear test, it's going to be at the end of the video, so stay till the end for that. But if you want to see how I did this look, just keep on watching. I went MIA for a little while, but I'm back. I am absolutely not a morning person, but here I am at 5 in the morning doing this makeup. So yeah, here we go. I'm starting off with my sunscreen. This is from Sunkiller. It's a Perfect Water Essence. And I love this one. This one has to be my favorite SPF under makeup. It isn't pill. And it just sits so well under makeup. It doesn't get greasy after wearing it for like a really long time. I haven't tried reapplying this over makeup, but we'll see. Maybe that's a test for another day. And I'm going ahead and putting some primer on. I'm using sorry, I was about to say e.l.f., but I'm not using that one today. I'm using the Milk one. I don't have the actual packaging. I just pulled it from my kit here, but works great. The e.l.f. one works well too, but I'm trying to switch things up a little bit, get some use out of my other products. I am a good bit tanner right now, so I'm going to use my Dior Foundation. This is the matte one. It doesn't really have a fully matte finish on me, but this is 2WO, so like 2 warm olive. I love this stuff. It's so gorgeous, and I recently got my makeup done by Dior, which was, we'll say the style was different. Wasn't my typical type of makeup, but yeah, I discovered a lot of products and they gave me a lot of skincare to try at home, so that'll be fun to try out. So let me know if you want to see that, because now I have a whole bunch of other little products that I really want to try. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. the stain and tint brush and just brush all this out. I used only about a pump here. I like to go pretty light when it comes to foundation, but see, I just have like my nice golden tan undertones right now, and this foundation just matches that perfectly. And typically when you use a grippy primer, it can be harder to get like a spread on foundations, but that's why I like to dot it pretty much everywhere and just spread it out so I don't have to use that much foundation. And Dior products smell really good. I know fragrance isn't the best ingredient in a lot of makeup and skincare, but it's just Dior products. It just adds that little bit of like luxe, but really pretty. And now I'm gonna do my cream contour. Today I'm gonna use the Kiko Milano Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour in the shade 201. I really like this one, but it is a little bit more waxy, so I'm gonna warm it up on the back of my hand, I think. Yep. This one's like a nice cooler toned bronzer. I'm really going for like a softer type of base today, because I'm planning on going pretty heavy with my eyes. But I'm using the same brush I use for my foundation and just get a nice bit of bronzing and contouring in here. I feel like this just makes me look more alive, but I'm also doing my chin just to bring that added cohesiveness, because if you have like a nice bronze like top half of your face and the bottom of your face just doesn't really go with that, it doesn't look right. And I'm going to take the same brush but this side and just get some here and just give a little bit of dimension back to the sides of my nose. And this way I don't have a million different brushes that I'm using all over my face. And honestly, these days I've been doing a more like diffused bronze look, so it's okay. And anyways, when you tan, it gets on your nose anyway, so do this. It'll look a little bit more natural. Time to conceal. I'm actually going to go ahead and use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Sand. This one is like really orange looking in the tube. And I'm going to use the Jessup MUL07 brush. I feel like this is just my favorite way to apply this concealer. I'm actually not the biggest fan of this concealer because it's so, I don't know, I feel like it can be hard to work with sometimes, but I feel like this is the only way I can really get it to work. But when it does work, you know, it's pretty good for a drugstore foundation. Not foundation, concealer. But I'm not taking my concealer too high up. Just covering like my inner corner right here where I have like my veins showing. And then bring it down to the corner of my nose. Help snatch that nose a little bit more. And then just covering the veins around here. I do have a little bit of darker circles now, so that's why I did pick this concealer, because the shade is just a little bit more orange. It just works better. And then whatever excess I have, I'll prep my eyelid. When I want my makeup to last a really long time, I will set in layers, and I will use both a setting mist and a fixing mist at different stages. So when I have my cream products on, I'll go ahead and use a fixing mist, and this one is just my favorite. It's the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. It just says rose water and green tea. I don't know if they just have different scents of the same product, but this one I like. But I'll go ahead pretty heavy with this. And just let everything dry. I also skipped cream blush today because I just don't know what blush color I want. I'm planning on going pretty dramatic with my eyes, so I'll just do like a powder blush on top of whatever later. But I'll just keep my base like this and it'll be fine. I think that's as dry as it's gonna get, and I'm gonna go ahead with my setting powder. I'm using the Wet n Wild one in translucent, and go ahead and set around my eyes first, prevent creasing from happening. I like to pretty much set my entire face. It just really locks everything in. And this is really mattifying, but I can always add a glow back in with my other glowy products at the end. So I'm not really compromising the longevity in wanting a glow. You can definitely have both. I won't really set as much like where I have my bronzer and contour, just because I like to set it with powder bronzer and contour. It just makes everything appear so much better on camera. I use my Essence bronzer. This one's just my go-to, and the Jessup MUL03 brush, and just going pretty heavy. This one is such a beautiful bronzer. Like for olive skin tones, this is just gorgeous. And I use the shade Chocolate Sundae. I think they have like a warmer version of this, but I honestly prefer my bronzers like neutral, cool-ish. And I feel like I just get the best result with that. But I'll basically top off wherever I have my cream contour bronzer combo. But I'm going pretty heavy here. I really want to do a little bit of blush, but I'm going to use this bronzer as a blush. This one's just so gorgeous. If you haven't gotten this already, I talk about this nonstop. I think they might be discontinuing the shade. So just a heads up, but this is the NYX Buttermelt bronzer in the shade Buttercup. It's like the shade isn't on NYX's website anymore, and it's only available at like some retailers like Walmart and stuff, and that might just be like leftover inventory. But look how pretty this is. This is just, if you're like around my skin tone, this is just such a nice like bronzy blush. Yeah, I wouldn't use this as a bronzer. It's just way too pink, but really nice. But I noticed a lot of these ones are pretty pink, so I think some deeper shades might be really nice too as blushes. Now I'm just filling my brows. I'm just using my Morphe micro brow pencil. This is just my go-to. It just gives like a more natural look and fill here. But I feel like my sparse areas, which is like the front right here, and where I'm missing an arch. But yeah, my brows are kind of atrocious looking right now. Oh my gosh. I will need to do some beauty maintenance. I thought about doing like a vlog style for that. Like I really want to film how I do like my beauty maintenance, especially before trips. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I do. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Like I do like my nails at home and I make them last a really long time. And then I'll occasionally like use some like self tanner at home. So, I mean, yeah, I think I'll save that for another video. The brows do need a little bit of fixing because it's looking like a little something right now. This palette had caught my eye like a little while ago, but I finally saw this at Ulta and I just grabbed it. But this is the After Hours palette from ColourPop, and I think this is such a gorgeous fall palette. Like, I mean, look at these shimmers and just like the nice burgundy rich shades. So pretty. And I just really want like something just really like a big burgundy pop. So that's what I'm gonna go for today. But I'm gonna use the Sephora crease brush, and I think I'll use the shade Stepping Out right here and start basically like contouring my crease. I love ColourPop's like formulas. Most of their palettes, you know, I love, especially like the really big ones like Stone Cold Fox and what is it? Something matte, something about matte. That one I really love. But some of the other palettes I've noticed the quality just isn't the same, like the Cloud 9 palette and the 1111 palette. I don't know what it is with those two palettes. It's just not the same quality as a lot of other ones. Like the That's Taupe palette, it's like an older one. Love. That's probably like one of my favorites of the 9-pan palettes from ColourPop. But when I saw Cloud 9 and 1111, I love the color story, so I bought it. And then it just felt like the pans were so hard and stiff. It took me forever just to get like any color payoff. So just keep that in mind. Maybe do some swatches. I didn't swatch this one or anything before I bought it, but this one also feels like it might be like a harder type of pan, but I don't know. I think for this shade, I'm fine with that because I feel like if this was a looser type of pan, this would be chalky. But let's see. I'm really excited for the shimmer shades, but I don't know which shimmer shades I will use today, so let's find out. I'm gonna take that same brush and go into this shade right here. It's called Just Dance. I really love like the mauvey tones here, but I'm gonna deepen up my crease. That's a pretty shade. No, this one's pigment is much better than Cloud 9 and 1111. I don't know what it is with those two palettes. Am I the only one? Like the color story is nice. Like you just have to dip in a lot more than other palettes. Because 1111 is a palette that I traveled with a lot. Yeah, it's nice, but it's just like, what did ColourPop do differently there? Maybe I should like start reading the backs. Maybe it's just a whole different formula I'm just not aware. I'm also taking the shade underneath my eye, getting a really nice smoke out. I really like that. I love purples. I have a lot of eyeshadow tutorials with a lot of purple shades, and especially for warming up my crease like this, purples and brown eyes just art. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the shadow brush from Sephora. It's just like not long, but like still a little fluffy brush. And I'm gonna go ahead into this burgundy shade. This one is Sitting Pretty. I don't know what they did with the names here. Let's see. Am I missing something? Am I not getting the theme? I'm gonna stamp this first. I was expecting the pigment to be a little better there. I'm not gonna lie. Start in the corner here. I think I just want to brush this along my outer lash line, my crease. I was hoping for a little bit more pigment here, but it's okay. It's the harder pan again. Oh man. I mean, no, this is still a nice palette, don't get me wrong, but when I was expecting, like when I saw this as like a ColourPop palette, I was expecting those like softer feeling and like a higher pigment shadows. Still really nice though. It's just not what I thought it was. I'm basically building this up on the outer corner right here and then in towards my crease. Yeah, so the look I had visioned for today, it's not going to work with this shade. Well, I mean, I could make it work. I just need to get a couple more products to intensify this and kind of use it like a liner. But it's okay. I really do like the colors anyways. I'm also going to put this on my lower lash line as well and just make sure everything's even. Comes to more vivid and brighter, more colorful eyeshadows, It is so important to make sure everything's even, because if it's not, that's when it really stands out. I'm going to use the shadow brush from ColourPop and dip into the shade Whiskey. It's this brown shade right here. I just tried it with another brush and it was coming up so much better. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to add this to my crease. See, this is the pigment I was looking for. I went in with a really, really light hand. This is what I was looking for with that red shade, or a burgundy shade, but I'll use this shade to add a little bit more depth to my eyes. This is the depth of shadow that I wanted. Oh yeah. Using the Jessup MUL 12 brush just with a super, super light hand. I'm gonna put this literally where my lashes are. I don't want this to go much further down because it's kind of taking away from the burgundy here. But adding that depth, and I will be going back and adding more burgundy here. See, I love the depth I got with that eyeshadow, but I do need more of the red. So I'm going back to the shadow brush from Sephora, and I'm going to basically top off where I have these edges just to bring that vibrance back. I really just want like a lot of fall on my eyes. My house is a lot older, so you're gonna probably hear the pipes running in the background now. My husband just started to take a shower, and yeah, I totally forgot in the mornings. This might be a thing, but it shouldn't be too loud, so hopefully it doesn't bother anyone. It won't be that long. But I'm just adding more of this burgundy shade on like the edges here. But basically life has been a lot more chaotic, let's say. There's a lot of good, a lot of not so good recently, and I'm just trying to make the most of it. But I basically attended the like largest Bengali convention in the US. It's called Fobana. It happens every couple of years and they'll pick a different state, and this time they chose Atlanta, and there was a lot of highs, lots of lows, but I was there as like the founder and CEO of my achar company. I just made the best connections and made the best, I don't know, I made a lot of sales, but the biggest thing is I made a lot of connections, and now I have a lot of work cut out for me. But it's like fantastic, and I'm so happy that I did make these connections, so I'm definitely grateful for that. So, you know, I will still try to do like a full-on glam like this and like head into like these meetings and people like meet again with all the people that I've met. So this will be interesting. We'll see how well this looks, because I am planning on heading to maybe 2 of the people I spoke to that weekend with this full face of makeup. But they also know I do makeup, so it should be okay. Time for some shimmers. It is so hard to pick a shimmer to try because this looks stunning, but I don't think it's gonna go with the look. I think I'll lay this down all over my lid and see how that works. Actually, no. This one just looks like one of those special softer formulas. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This is the shade Till Dawn. It's like pink. It has a very soft, moussey texture. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I need a mirror for this. It has like gold specks to it, but let's see. I think I'll just dab this in the center. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, okay. Wow, that's like really iridescent. Okay, so the texture is why I chose this one. It has like a moussey type of texture, and that's just so gorgeous. I didn't lay anything underneath here. I didn't use another shadow. I just have like the way I had my eye set. So this, I mean, just on its own, holy, that's so pretty. It is a moussey texture, so you kind of have to spread it out a little bit, but I hope it doesn't crease. A lot of the moussey eyeshadows that I've tried doesn't really crease, so I'm pretty hopeful this will kind of stay put. I do want more of a burgundy pop, so I'll use the AOA Studio E123 brush. It's just a nice flat brush. And I'll use Eyes on Me. It's like a coppery burgundy shade. And I'm basically going to blend like this edge right here into my eyeshadow. We'll see how well this shows up, because this just is more of like a basic shimmer shade. I mean, that's fine. This would probably be nice as like a base for like a nice topper shade. Oh, that's still a really pretty shade. This is actually closer to the burgundy shade I was looking for. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner with the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Automatic Gel Pencil in 10 Pitch Black. But I am going to top it with the black shade in here. It honestly doesn't look that black. It looks more like a charcoal. Like, I'm very picky about my black shadows, but I think this will be nice to kind of smoke out into the look and kind of get some more dimension after putting all this glitter on my eye. I'm also like really hungry right now. My stomach's gonna start rumbling in the video. But last night I cooked some really good steaks. Like, I had a steak dinner and a baked potato, the entire thing, skin and everything. And like 2 hours later I was like, oh, I'm hungry again. So I got up, made another baked potato, and just ate a whole bunch of junk food. I've been into s'mores lately. I have been eating like 4 s'mores a day. Sometimes I go through phases where I don't eat that much. I call them food lows. And then I have food highs where I literally cannot stop eating. Like, how are you gonna tell me after a giant steak dinner? This is a thick cut ribeye. Thick cut ribeye. And I was just so hungry, like 2 hours later. It's insane. But I also feel like I might have diabetes now. That's no fun. And I'm afraid of needles. So getting this blood test is gonna really suck for me. Use an angled brush right here. I'm just gonna use the Jessup MUL19 brush and use this shade to pretty much top off all of this eyeliner that I did, because it's bringing back a lot of definition to my eyes. But I like my blacks to be really, really rich. And honestly, this shadow shade, like this shimmer one, kind of mixed into my liner here, and I don't really like that. So this will kind of give a little bit of extra coverage. And it'll kind of soften the eyeliner up as well. I just like a softer edge with my eyeliners. And now that I am putting the shade on, this actually is a pretty good black shade, which is kind of surprising because it doesn't look, yeah, when I'm looking at the Makeup by Mario one right here, this is actually like a really nice black shadow. This one still looks much darker, but this one actually does pack a good punch in here. So after I finish like my powder products, like my eyeshadow and everything, that's when I'll set again. But I do want to use another blush before I start setting, and I'll use this one. This is from Dior. It's the Rouge Blush in 339 Sillage. I think the shade was discontinued, unfortunately. I had a lot of people commenting on some of my videos about this, and they were all saying it's discontinued or they're not seeing it, and I was like, what? So I'm sorry. But I have it, so I'm gonna keep using it. But if it ever comes back, I will mention this somewhere, maybe on my social media, something. But I love this shade. I mean, it's just so pretty. And I think this is just like the perfect amount of like pink I want for this whole look here. But now I'm gonna go ahead and set, and I think this, I love, this has to be my favorite setting mist. So Skindinavia actually sent this to me before they came out. No, they sent to me after, but they asked me to try this out before that whole thing came out about like ending their partnership with Urban Decay. And basically this, the technology in the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, which I do have, I mean, I don't think the new ones have the formulation anymore, but Skindinavia has the patent for that cooling technology. So it literally goes on your face and it literally cools your makeup down, and that's how it works. And literally only Skindinavia can do that. And now that they've ended their partnership with Urban Decay, now they're back, and this is just the ultimate setting spray. It's amazing. And I have used this for like that Photo Nut weekend. My makeup did not budge. Granted, my makeup did not look the best because I didn't do my makeup here. I did at my mom's house and from like a lamp at like 5 in the morning. So I did what I could, and I was missing a lot of products too. But I used this, locked in, like beginning to end, absolutely nothing changed on my face. And I'm gonna be doing a wear test today. So you wanna shake this up really, really well. And when you spray, you wanna kind of like, it says to do X marks. I tend to go a little bit heavier, but I won't use too much just to show you guys how well this works. But how many sprays was that? 10? I'm gonna let this dry. This will just help the powders all get, but see, I can feel like I didn't really get here. I'm gonna, you know, it has a scent to it. It smells, I mean, it's not my favorite scent, but it's okay. It's not like horrible. Everything's dried down really well. Looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, which I hate doing. Ugh. I hate, oh, the pulling feeling it does. I mean, I just do it more so my lashes don't stick downward, so I'm not going all the way down to the base. I'm just not a fan. And I'm going to use the AOA Studio Big Boss Mascara. This is just my go-to mascara when I want a lot of definition, especially for more dramatic looks like this, because it's so dark. Like, look, just watch how my lower lashes change. Sorry, I'm going to make a whole bunch of weird faces. Look. In action, you saw there's no cuts. I'll mainly focus this on my lower lashes just to get really nice and defined and give them a pop. But then I'll also go over my top lashes so they don't look too grayed out with all the eyeshadow on it before I put on lashes. I'm using my Duo Clear Lash Adhesive in the Kiss Volume Full Set Lashes. I love Kiss lashes. You really don't need to spend that much money on lashes that look great. Kiss lashes are like the definition of affordable lashes. They're gorgeous, especially like for the selection they have. And if you're really on a budget, AOA Studio like Shop Miss A has fantastic lashes as well. But I love Volume Full Set Lashes and Royal Silk. Those are just my go-to from Kiss. I also use them on a lot of clients and they're just amazing. They just look so high-end. They just look amazing. I do love like high-end lashes, but I really don't feel like I see, I mean, I just don't think it's worth spending that much on, especially after, like, you can't really use them after a couple times. I mean, sure, the cheaper ones may not last as long, like in terms of the amount of times you can use, but I feel like some lashes just get so pricey. Like, I mean, I will spend, I think the most I'll spend are like on Lily lashes. Her lashes, beautiful. I love them. I'll save them for like my bridal clients or like any luxury makeup type look client. But honestly, Kiss lashes are just like my go-to, especially for me. They're great and affordable. Stuck my lashes on. They need to dry a little bit, so I'm not gonna blink that much until these fully dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip liner in the shade, what is this? 850 Underground. It's like a nice berry shade. I'm hoping it's like on the cooler end to go with this look because the lipstick I had originally chosen looks a little too warm. So I think I'm just gonna do like a berry outline, just something a little bit more nude in the middle. Well, let's see. I love this lip liner. This is the perfect shade of like purple to go with this look. Yeah, this is what the lips are looking at. I think I'm just gonna use, let me grab a neutral lipstick. I think I'm just gonna stick to a gloss today. This is the NYX, this is Milky Gloss in Salted Caramel Shake. It's like a nice, it has like an orange type base to it. Hold on, let me use my fingers. I always get a lot of lips, like other products on here and the shade just gets messed up. It has a pretty good amount of pigment because a lot of NYX butter glosses, they don't, I mean, they'll have a nice shade range. I feel like the pigment on this one I like more. My hair just looks really bad. I have to fix it. I have to do something with it. It just looks like the roots are greasy and my ends are just so dry. I have not been doing the best with taking care of my hair either. But I mean, I will do like a full like beauty reset something to just fix everything soon. So if you want to see that, they'll be coming soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So subscribe if you want to see that. But this is the look. I was hoping for a little bit more of a reddish, like a more redder burgundy when I bought the shade. I mean, when I initially bought this palette, I really thought this was going to be a more redder. I mean, see, doesn't this look like a redder burgundy? I mean, it's blended into cooler tones, so I guess it did lean into like the cooler purple side here. But I mean, it's still a really nice palette. I do want to play with this more. But I absolutely love the shimmer formula here, or like the moussey ones. And it looks like there's two of them. This one and this one, maybe this one. Yeah, looks like there's three of like these moussey shades. And then a lot of like just simple shimmers here. So I think there's a lot more looks that I want to do with this one. So keep an eye out for that. But let me know what you guys think, and I will be showing timestamps. Let's just do short ones. Here's 2 updates next to my face. Hopefully my hair looks better in these. You guys let me know what you guys think. This lasts amazing, and it's just top tier when it comes to setting sprays. I mean, the Urban Decay, you can tell I'm from Georgia. Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray was a very popular one. Not so much, I don't think it's going to be as popular anymore because they don't have this patent anymore. Skindinavia has it. So if you want this, actually check this out because this is actually amazing. But let me know what you guys think. How you guys feel about this palette. I feel like, I don't know. It's just, I really wish this shadow just had the quality of this shadow. But the shimmers here, I do love, especially like the moussey one. It looks like there's 3 here and then like some simple shimmers here. You get a lot of variety, even though this kind of like is like, you know, one color story. You can create so many different looks. And the black is actually really nice and deep black, which is kind of surprising because if you look at, like I saw this and I was like, that's not black, it's charcoal. I mean, can you guys see the difference? But it's a really nice, rich black shade. Not the deepest black, but works really well, especially for high contrast people like me that really do need a nice black to especially like top off liner, things like that. But I'm a fan. I'm gonna keep using this. But I don't know, I feel like I'm just seeing a lot more inconsistencies with formulas when it comes to ColourPop's palettes with like these bigger pans, like the 1111 Cloud 9 palettes. But the ones, like the larger ones, Stone Cold Fox and the Gone Matte, I believe it's called, the formulas on that are just great. So just some food for thought. If you enjoyed the video, you can give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And you can follow me on my social media for more videos like this, more content like this. It's been a little sporadic, but I will be uploading there a lot more frequently. It's just this whole like last 2 weeks sabbatical was just a little crazy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again soon.